Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys. Yeah, I still look like a raccoon. I am at the swimming pool and day one of the Bassmaster Harris chain just finished. And if you missed any of it today, I thought we'd do a little recap and talk about really the biggest story, or the two biggest stories that happened today. First and foremost, the spawn in most of the places happened. It's in some of those places happened. The fishing, while I think a lot of people predicted that the fishing was just going to be on fire. Hey, Callan Myers. Hey, how's it going, everybody? And if you have questions, I can read them. A nice tan, yeah, I know that sunburn was beat me up yesterday. Hey, Jason. If you missed it today, there was a couple storylines. First and foremost, hey Joe, my boy, the sunbird does look better. Hey Shannon. First and foremost, the biggest thing and the biggest surprise for me was, kick your bass, that 20 boats locked into Apopka. Now, if you've never fished the Harris chain, take a kid fishing. Apopka is a long boat ride, and locking through the lock is only probably handles maybe at best 2 or 3 boats. And a lot of times when they do these tournaments here, it isn't that Lake Apopka's out, you're not allowed to fish it. It just is, for years it's been a dead lake, and today has been, like, I live in Apopka, so today has been an absolutely fabulous, thank you, I'm going to start wearing sunscreen. Today has put Lake Apopka back into greatness. I don't want to say greatness, but it's turned it into something that it hasn't been. So when I started doing the radio show years ago, Lake Apopka was considered a dead lake. There were catfish, and the city of Apopka spent about $27 million to try to reclaim it and try to make it good. So to see 20 professional anglers go out, lock through, and go and fish Lake Apopka was the best thing I've seen in a very, very long time. It made me very happy. It made me proud. I mean, just a few years ago, when I say a few, probably 10 years ago, FWC dropped the most bass they've ever put into a lake in their life. And that was, they dropped 1 million, like 3 to 6 inch bass. And it was just because the water quality was just that bad. I used to have a flats boat, and I called it the dinghy. And the flats boat, literally, you could put that boat in there, and the boat would change colors. That was because the water was so dingy. It looked like diarrhea. So they spent a bunch of money to clean it up as much as possible. So to see Scott Martin go out there and 19 other anglers go out there and catch fish out there was really, really a positive thing for the sport and for us people that live that fish down here. I mean, Harris is my body of water, and really Lake Apopka is, I live in Apopka. So to see it was phenomenal. The second thing that was the biggest surprise of the day was, I kind of said it, I thought most of these fish had kind of spawned already. And while we saw some big fish, I think a majority of the guys realized that there's a second wave of spawning that's probably happening right now. And the water temperature just isn't warm enough. So we had a really warm day. We've had 2 really warm days in a row. I mean, it was super windy yesterday, a little bit windy today. So that water temperature is probably creeping into that 67, 68 degrees. And I think if that happens, that wave will start coming in. Shallow water fishermen, you saw, if you missed it, what's his name? Gerald Swindle, fished deeper water, and when I say deeper water, he fished that 4 to 6 foot range, and 2 foot of hydrilla underneath there, is in 2 foot of its hydrilla, and he caught lots of fish offshore. So that was another positive thing of today. A lot of good anglers didn't have a good day. If you're looking at fantasy fishing wise, there were some sleepers that did do well. I can tell you, you know, Brandon Lester put it down just like I thought he would. That was my most positive thing. To be honest, I'm going to say it right now. I am never picking Steve Kennedy in another fantasy fishing thing, because I've played this a couple years ago, and I picked Steve Kennedy all the time in that group. And every time I picked him, he just crapped the bed. Today he did that, but he's out there fishing for one giant bass. And then the last thing I think you need to, if you missed any of it today, Scott Martin literally could have put down a weight that would have shocked everybody. I think he came in with, I don't even know what he came in with, maybe 16 to 18, somewhere in that range. Scott got his hands on a 7-8 pounder, unbuckled. Then he got his hands on another 4 or 5. He had another 4 or 5 that unhooked. He was pitching into heavy cover, and when those fish get in that heavy cover and the grass and stuff, it's like, you're hoping for the best. He had 17-1. Thank you, Chris. So I'm not joking. Scott Martin could have put down, I think he probably could have put down 25 or 26 pounds. I was very surprised. He lost some giant fish. He locked into a Apopka, which was just shocking to me, because it's such a long run from where they launched to Lake Apopka. You can see the sun's, I'm at the swimming pool, by the way. So, Matthew, I actually got physical cards, so I have everybody I have to send cards out, because Tackle Warehouse sent me the physical cards. So it was an interesting day. I don't know if I would say it was as great as everyone had anticipated. I think we all were really hoping that it was going to be just one fish after another, and that we'd see big fish, and I really felt like we'd see at least one 10-pounder. I mean, the Harris chain really has that potential of catching 10, 11 pounds. So I really, really was hoping that we'd see one, but I'm not really surprised, because I do, gotcha. Yeah. Matthew, I didn't see it all the way. I was really surprised that we didn't see him, but I'm not surprised, because I do think that the fish had already spawned. I think see what you have to remember down here in Florida, the spawn has a lot to do with the full moon, our weather, and then lastly, it really has to do with the water quality. You get places like the Ritz-Carlton up in Orlando. If you ever get the opportunity to if you ever come down to Orlando and you really want to really stroke your ego and catch some absolutely giant fish, the fish over in the Ritz-Carlton are just, they have it stocked properly, and my boy Mark is just a fantastic guide over there. But those fish spawn twice a year. Our lakes don't do that. We usually start seeing them 8 pounds, 10 with big fish. Thank you, Booster. We usually see them spawn end of January, beginning of February, and really we're kind of in the middle of February. We had a nice full moon and cold front in January, so I kind of felt like most of those fish moved up. In fact, in some cases, I saw fish bedding in December, which was an absolute shocker to me. So while I know everyone thought we'd see, and I really was hoping that we'd see giant fish, I think what it came down to today was that we saw a lot of bucks being caught, and the fish we were just seeing a second wave of spawning fish that were 3, 4, 5 pounds. Doesn't mean that you're not going to see some giants, because they're going to be spawning like crazy, Matthew. You're completely right. With the warm weather that we've had this last 2 days, I really have a good feeling that the places where the water isn't as good quality, like another surprise is, and really it's the same thing. Those fish in Apopka, the water quality is not as good as the main Harris chain. Even though Apopka's in the Harris chain, the water around there gets a little bit cleaner. The problem with Apopka is it's the kind of the end of the road. It's like a dead end. There's a gourd neck, what we call the gourd neck, where there's a spring, and the spring is usually pushes out some deeper water, but at some point in time the water gets really dingy. So I think those fish, just the water quality, while the water quality is a lot better than it used to be, I don't think it's as good as some of the other the other lakes on the Harris chain. So I think they're a little behind, but I think anyone fishing in those other areas could be just seeing the second wave. So anyway, I wanted to give you that update. I think if you go back and watch any of the stuff of Scott Martin today, I think you'll be so surprised. I mean, Scott really could have put down just an absolute ridiculous number. And I know someone put on the thing that his daughter was out here fishing and caught 26 or 27, I think I heard on live, which is fantastic, like 3 or 4 weeks ago. But I still think that those fish were probably, she probably hit them just at the spawn. I think they're a little behind, but, you know, still a great fishery. I think the amount of fish, fish numbers are, I mean, everybody's talking about ridiculous. And so that's great. If you ever get this opportunity to come down here and fish the Harris chain, I think you'll be impressed by just how good the fishery is, because we have a lot of grass, we have lily pads, we have I don't know if you call them cattails or whatever you want to call them. We have all of it, and that offshore vegetation was really good for Swindle and a whole bunch of other people. You saw John Cox; he was up there flipping and pitching. Same with Martin and a bunch of other anglers. So it was a good tournament. I wish it could have been better, because I really wanted Apopka to just show up and just, you know, I wanted the Harris chain to just show up and just dominate. But it is what it is. I mean, it's fishing. So hopefully you guys got your stuff in for fantasy fishing. I don't know how everyone does, because I can't see it on my phone, but I hope you guys did well. What the hell is this kid doing? I would turn my camera around, but I don't know that kid. He's trying to climb up his mom's infinity on top of the thing. He's getting in the door now. What the hell is wrong with some of these kids? So anyway, I might do an update tomorrow. I am on the water tomorrow, so I'm gonna wear a mask, because now it looks like, I mean, it doesn't look like I'm that bad. I mean, the sunburn wasn't, at least went away. So I appreciate y'all. Hopefully you guys are having a blessed day. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm gonna cover some of this. Let me hit this right here. I'm gonna cover some of this. Yeah, my nose is just, you wanna know what? You wanna know what the problem is? I still get pimples. How am I 49 years old and I still get acne? And that hurts too. And so yeah, we'll try to do one of these tomorrow. And there's also a members only video going up. So you guys that are members, be on the lookout, because I have something for you. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys have a blessed day. Yeah, Booster. Booster, I got a rod for you too, by the way. I actually got 2. So next time I see you, I got something for you. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Remember, take a kid fishing. I'm all over the place. Get your fish on. We'll see y'all soon. Cheers, guys.